apologist. Street apologist. Street apologist. Whoa, on the radio. Street apologist. Street apologist. Street apologist. Street apologist. Street apologist. Street apologist. Street apologist.
We'll be discussing some stuff tonight that you may have heard about in the news, but that has not been explored in full detail. And most of you have heard about it by now. Obviously, something absolutely horrible. There's no way around that. This is not something that's good in any way at all. At all. Now, I know it's a little bit late. The reason I had to do this a little bit late, everybody, because I had to get some facts and information. And boy, do I have a lot of facts and information. In fact, if you want to know about this situation, as of now, I think this is going to be the most in-depth place to really have a better understanding of it. There's something innate in humans that when acts of gross evil happen, there's something about us that asks us why. And not just why in sort of a cosmic sense, but why would a person do what they did? And that's why we always look for motivations. We want to try to make sense of things, right? That's what you see happening. And sometimes we never will have the answers this side of heaven. Sometimes, humans, we never have the complete picture. That's just something we have to have. Sometimes philosophers describe that as epistemic humility. I think we do need to have that. Well, what am I talking about? What am I talking about that we're going to be discussing here? We're discussing this right here. I'm going to start with one of the very first news stories I saw. We're probably going to get back to those. Not that one. That one's one I wanted to show you. Well, let's just start with this one. I want to show you guys this. I think this is important for you to see. And most of you, like I said, have heard about this by now. And it's not good. Not good at all. All right. Let's take a look here. Here's one article from the New York Times that kind of gives us the intro into this. All right, so let's take a look. Jersey City shooting, suspect linked to Black Hebrew Israelite group. The Black Hebrew Israelites have been labeled a hate group. The suspect wrote anti-Semitic and anti-police posts, an official said. So we have a situation in Jersey City where there's something that is clearly an anti-Semitic attack, something that, people will describe as a hate crime, right? And it quickly became evident and true that the persons involved were linked to the Hebrew Israelites. And so it took a while for that to come out, but not too long. So let's take a look at some of these, and I'm gonna explain and break this down best we can, because I do have a lot of information, stuff that I haven't seen anywhere else. Okay, and I really mean that. Okay, so investigators are examining links to the Black Hebrew Israelite movement. There's a scene of the carnage, the aftermath of a gunfight at a kosher market in Jersey City, New Jersey. And the reason why the front of the store is completely gone is because the police apparently rammed a vehicle through it. Jacqueline M. Mestri, you say that you were there. Could you explain more what you mean, Jacqueline, and make sure that I see your comment? I want to know exactly what you mean by saying you're there. Could you please let me know more about that, Jacqueline, please? All right, so These are kind of the basics of it, but I'm going to look at this to kind of get us into the story. And this is from the New York Times. An assailant involved in the prolonged firefight in Jersey City, New Jersey, left 6 people dead. So that includes the shooter and his accomplice or partner. That includes a police officer. And then, of course, you've got 3 people left. They were a clerk at a store and a Jewish couple. Was linked on Wednesday to the Black Hebrew Israelite movement and had published anti-Semitic posts online, a law enforcement official said. By the way, I have a lot of his social media I'm going to show you guys later. The violent rampage on Tuesday, so it's Wednesday, so this just happened yesterday, took place largely at a kosher supermarket where 3 bystanders were killed. Well, they were targeted. The authorities now believe the store was specifically targeted by the assailants whom they identified as David N. Anderson, 47, and Francine Graham, 50. Now that is rather shocking, isn't it? That the age of these folks, these aren't, young, these aren't young folks, right? Sometimes people think of Hebrew Israelites as that. Think about this. These are middle age at the very least. Depends how you would describe, but middle age. Someone is saying they sent me a message about that. I need to look at this real quick. I'm not sure if I'm able to see it. I'm not sure if I don't see where this message is. So I'm going to look one other place. You're saying you were there. I want to know about that, but I don't know how to find where this message would be. I've been getting an insane amount of messages today. It's been unbelievable, actually. I was in service at church, and it was just like my phone was going off nonstop. It was just out of control. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I see your message now, but it doesn't say anything about you being there unless I'm missing something. But if you're saying you're there, I would like more information. But yes, I did get the links. I appreciate that. Okay, so Mr. Anston appeared to have a connection to the Black Hebrew Israelite movement. The extent of his involvement in that group remains unclear, the law enforcement official said. See, they're looking at just a group. Remember, this is also an ideology. This is an ideology. That's why it's Hebrew Israelism. That does make most sense of it. Otherwise, you end up with sort of awkward sentences like that. The Black Hebrew Israelites, which has no connection with mainstream Judaism. Well, let me correct you there, New York Times. They have plenty of connection to mainstream Judaism, mainly that they ripped them off for how to learn how to speak Hebrew. And a lot of their ceremonies originally were copycats of mainstream Judaism. They basically learned a bunch of stuff from rabbis and then, dropped some of it. We did a whole show on this, Abu and I. So I know what they're saying, though. They're saying they're not officially recognized or anything like that, which is true. Has been described as a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center. Are they really going to be quoted in every article about these guys? A legal advocacy group that tracks such movements. The authorities also suspected the 2 assailants may have been involved in a separate killing in neighboring Bayonne, New Jersey. How do you pronounce that? Okay, I see. Wow, Jacqueline. I'm glad you made it out, Jacqueline. I'm glad you made it out. You're on lockdown for 4.5 hours. Oh, my goodness. Salt from the windows. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Among those killed on Tuesday were 3 bystanders who were inside the store when the shootout began. They've been identified as Mindel Ferenz, 33, who ran the market with her husband, Moshe Deutsch, Rabbit Nichols student who lives in Brooklyn. I'm sure I'm messing up these names. I feel horrible. And Miguel Douglas Rodriguez, 49, who may have worked at the store. He did. One of the persons inside the store was wounded but managed to escape, according to Mr. Grawal. The Jersey City police shooter who was killed was identified on Thursday as Detective Joe Seals, a 15-year law enforcement veteran and father of 5. Wow, that's tough. 5. Now look at this. I want to show you something right here. See this name? I believe the man's from Ecuador. If I'm not mistaken. I think, according to the 12 tribes chart, I had to look at it. That makes him either Zebulon or Asher. Somebody look that up. Which one that is? I'm not sure off the top of my head. I'm trying to see if I can look and figure it out. My point is that so Abu He's from Ecuador. Is he Zebulon or Asher? I know he's one of the two. I'm just not sure. Would he be considered Zebulon? Oh, Zebulon? Okay, thank you, Jeremiah. Yeah, I knew it was one of the two. Okay, so I have confirmation that the man was a one Wester type of Hebrew Israelite. Are you saying Asher now? We'll have to look at that. So the reason I bring this up is that one of the men they killed, they went in there to kill Jewish people. One of the men they killed actually would be on their 12 tribes chart that they hold to. Because the man is a one Wester. I have confirmation that he's a one Wester. I'm going to show you later. It's a certain type of Hebrew Israelism ideology. To be frank with you, it's the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst type of ideology is the one Wester type. They have a 12 tribes chart in which they include Hispanics and they also include Native Americans. Well, this man would be either Zebulon or Asher according to their chart. One other person inside the store was wounded but managed to escape, according to Mr. Crow. The Jersey City police officer who was killed is okay. Okay. All right, so not going to go through all this right now, but I'm going to look at this. Yeah, so they gave a press conference. Very interesting. Now, this is what everybody wants to see. This would be important. Investigators also found a manifesto-style note inside the assailant's van. The law enforcement official and another official familiar with the case said the document, which describes as brief and rambling, suggested no clear motive for the shooting. I really, 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 really wish we could know what that note said. Now, I've read a couple things that he's written. He doesn't seem to speak very much at length in anything I've seen online. But I've also got some of his music, which is probably most insightful of all. Out of everything that I've uncovered about him, his actually music is the most insightful thing. Oh, Jacqueline, you're Ecuadorian as well. Yeah. Wow. Investigators also found... Now, I don't think a lot of people have heard about this, but this is very fascinating. Investigators also found a live pipe bomb inside the vehicle, officials said on Wednesday. So they parked this white van. You can watch the video footage, right? They park a white van slowly, so it's pretty clear that they pull right up to it. The kosher deli, that is. Pull right up to it, park the white van. They go inside with these long rifles, and they pass several people. There's pedestrians and stuff on the street. They don't just open up fire. They walk calmly and confidently, as if they're on a mission, right into the shop. It's clear they're being targeted. Clear they're being targeted at what they're doing, right? And it seems as if they wanted to get as many people in that shop as they could. What happened was there was a few cops who were basically happened to be nearby, and they heard gunshots. Because I've got some footage. There's a way you can find footage like this where if you go online and put active shooter, you'll get footage of people's cell phones from active shooter searches. And I did that. And I found somebody who took a cell phone video right above they were in their apartment. It was happening outside their window. Every time the cop shot, it was like pop, 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 pop. And every time the assailant shot, it was like boom, boom, pa, pa, pa. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a whole nother level. As far as they had some big rifles, you know what I mean? Jersey City Mayor Stephen Fulop said that Mr. Anderson's online posts included favorable sentiment toward anti-Semitic groups shared on Facebook. While the exact beliefs of the Black Hebrew Israelites vary among the groups associated with the movement, followers generally believe the 12 tribes of Israel define the Old Testament are different ethnic groups or nations and that white people are not among them. Well, yeah, not just white people, though. Also Jews, and also Asians, and also Arabs, and also Indians, East Indians. They mostly trade in anti-Semitism, said Heidi Burrick, the director of the Intelligence Project at the Southern Poverty Law Center. They view Jews as imposters. Now, that's an accurate statement. They view Jews as imposters religiously and ethnically. She added the movement has not been known for committing mass acts of violence. Now, generally speaking, that is true. Especially if you say mass acts of violence. Mass acts of violence. That's especially true. It has not been known for this. I am worried that that's going to change. I'm worried they're going to get these outlier, rogue, burnout type of Hebrew Israelite guys and gals like an Austin Smith. Do you realize that within 12 months, this is the second mass murder committed by a Hebrew Israelite? I don't think people will understand that. Look up the Austin Smith case. It happened here in Phoenix. By the way, I just got word today he took a plea deal. He's going to get, I think, 4 lifetime sentences. 4 lifetime sentences. 4 lifetime sentences. Justice really can't be served in this life, can it? Because nobody can serve 4 lifetime sentences, can they? But he's taking a plea deal. At a news conference on Wednesday, I'm talking about Austin Smith now, not this guy. This guy is no longer alive. At a news conference on Wednesday, Mr. Guerrero said he would not comment on the assailant's motives. We are working to learn about the shooter's motivations, whether anyone besides the 2 gunmen may have been involved. Now, why are they saying gunmen? One of them was a female. But Mr. Flop, a grandson of Holocaust survivors, said he and other Jersey officials had no doubt the attack was a hate crime. No question is hate crimes, Flop said, and anti-Semitism should be called out aggressively and firmly and immediately for what it is. Officials said they do not believe there's any ongoing security threat related to Tuesday's events. Okay, so you see that they wanted it to be more, but these 2 police officers who happened to be in the area heard the gunshots, came rushing over. Then it began a gun battle. Then it turned into a shootout. But originally, they just wanted to be like, hey, Into the Light is blocked permanently. Whoever Into the Light is gone. I don't know. We don't do that around here. So, see ya. Permanently. Into the Light 11. Peace out forever. Mods, please get rid of him. When someone comes on here talking racist nonsense like that, you're out. All right, so David N. Anderson was in the Army Reserve from September 1999 to September 2003, so he knew this man knew how to use firearms. He was in the Army and achieved the rank of specialist, according to an Army spokesman. He repaired fuel and electrical systems. He was also a truck driver, I believe, later on as a civilian. Mr. Anderson had a criminal record for previous weapons offenses in Hudson County, both 2004 2007. He spent more than a year in jail on the 2007 weapons charge, according to court records. In 2017, he and Francine Graham met, so this is the lady who went with him. According to the neighbor of Mrs. Graham's, who said she had lived above her since 2011. When Mrs. Graham moved into a housing development in Elizabeth, New Jersey, from the block in Harlem where she grew up, she was a polite, diligent, hardworking home health aide, said the neighbor, who did not wish to be known. Now listen, this is a description of the woman who went along with the suspect. The neighbor, this is her landlord or whatever, her neighbor, described her as polite, diligent, hardworking, and she was a home health aide. Do you see this? That's who she was. But watch this. And this is why women, you better watch out. You think you got a guy who's a good guy and he's involved with Hebrew Israelism? Run for the hills. If you were involved in any way with the man who is a Hebrew Israelite, I don't care how nice he seems, run for the hills. I know they're going to get mad at me for saying this, but I'm saying it. I have no reason to think otherwise in case after case after case. This is a good thing for any woman to be involved with. Next thing you know, you become the One West Bonnie and Clyde. It's not worth it. She was nice. She had a caring nature. She was a stand-up person. This is how this woman is being described. And now, she's a murderer. But after meeting Mr. Anderson, she changed, the neighbor said, describing her transformation as Jekyll and Hyde. Jesus will reign. I appreciate your zeal, but this is not what I'm saying about all Hebrew Israelites. Jesus will reign. That's not where I'm going with that. What I'm saying is that the ideology corrupts people, and then the women be corrupted a lot of times by the men. I'm talking about ideology, and let's limit those kind of personal attacks, please. That's not. I understand. I'm trying to walk a fine line here, and that's not really how we're doing it here. Mr. Anderson seemed to move in with Mrs. Graham within days of meeting her. Now, that's interesting. So right away they meet, and now they live together. First of all, I don't want to comment too much on that. It is what it is, okay? The neighbor described Mr. Anderson as a loser, not pleasant, and kind of overpowering, and someone with whom he had squabbles. I mean, the neighbor said Mr. Anderson seemed both to prey on and control Mrs. Graham. I wish I could say this is the only case like this. It's not. I haven't even covered the Christopher Day case that happened in Ohio. I haven't even covered that yet. I got to get around to it eventually, especially after this. The neighbor said Mr. Anderson, David came out of nowhere and flipped her life around. He said, adding, it was like we didn't know her anymore. Sometimes after hearing Mr. Anderson moved in, the neighbor began hearing noises from downstairs. Mr. Anderson repeatedly played audio recordings of a man the neighbor believed to be Louis Farrakhan, and sounded like he himself was growing agitated. So, this neighbor probably only thinks, Louis Farrakhan. It's probably all they really know who to associate stuff with. But it's pretty obvious he wasn't listening to Farrakhan, right? He was listening to some One West Hebrew Israelite stuff. And I'm going to show you later his playlist from his YouTube page. Sounded like he himself was growing agitated. He shouted Bible verses and then chanted out his interpretations of what they meant. So clearly he's here a Hebrew Israelite. This stuff... If a person sat around and listened to camp videos of these guys out in the street, or if a person sat around and listened to a bunch of their classroom lectures long enough, it will turn your mind to mush. It really does. It really does. The neighbor said the most common theme was that Mr. Anderson's religion was the only true faith, while others, specifically Catholicism and Judaism, were false. He soon heard Mrs. Graham join in the chanting, and said she sounded coerced. So clearly this stuff was really loud, if he's hearing all this. She quit paying her common charges for the condominium they shared, and also stopped paying her water bill. Now, I don't want to laugh at this or make light of this, but it's a little... This is Hebrew Israelism. This is the bad side of Hebrew Israelism, ladies and gentlemen. You become a Hebrew Israelite and you stop paying your bills. I don't know, man. I mean, it's just... She eventually, in 2018, her condo unit went into foreclosure. The neighbor said she and Mr. Anderson were evicted, but they repeatedly busted into the former home to spend the day there, leaving each day around 6 p.m. As for Mrs. Graham, he said he had not seen her in a year. He learned of the Jersey City shooting when the police banged on his door at 2:30 a.m. Jeez, really? Well, that's kind of not cool. There's the kosher market that was targeted. You see the location there. Not going to read all of this, okay? But because I got some other stuff to show you. Oh yeah. So I'm going to get into this though a little bit. See this right here? There's a map of it. Two members of the Hasidic community and a worker were killed. See that? Now, here's what's interesting. There's a trend going on here. See this? About 5 years ago, she and her husband were among the first Hasidic Jews to relocate to Jersey City from Williamsburg, Brooklyn. The couple had 3 children. Okay, so the couple that was killed came from Brooklyn. So apparently this is happening. A certain Hasidic community is in Brooklyn. And they're growing. They have a lot of kids. And so they're spilling over now into Jersey City. And it's created some problems. And in fact, and one of the most ironic things I watched, let me see if I can find this. I watched a live stream by Danya Allah, this guy right here. This guy, Danya Allah, he goes on his channel, right? And he says, hey, I'm going to tell you stuff here that the news isn't telling you, right? He says, I'm going to tell you stuff that the news isn't telling you. And then he proceeds to play a news report This news report right here. So he makes this big deal about watch my channel right now because I'm going to show you something that no one else showed you, that the media is hiding, meaning namely some of the problems between members of the Jewish community and some folks in the black community apparently because of some gentrification and stuff like this. And he plays this video on his live stream. But he does it, and when he does it, he says, the media is not showing you this. But he's pulling a media report. Daniela, do you understand you're playing something from the media, and you're telling no one in the media is showing you this? It's so bizarre. It's like he doesn't realize what he's doing. He's saying, oh, watch this video from the media that I play because the media is not telling you this. You know what I'm saying? Now, maybe he's saying they're not talking about it right now, but it's not really relevant to the story in any in-depth kind of way. But it's a media report he's pulling. Anyways, so I thought that was fascinating, watching Daniela. Now, within that, what was just said, here's the part where I'm going to play some music. Because I found the man's SoundCloud. Now, I'm reading from the New York Times article, but this relates to what I'm about to play, and it relates to what I just said that Daniela talked about. Here is his SoundCloud page. I'm going to move my little picture here over here. Okay, for a second. Okay. So you can see it. So this is his Lashawan Kodash name. I'm going to tell you a little bit how I know that's his Lashawan Kodash name. This is David Anderson, the shooter. This right here is his SoundCloud page. It appears he had somewhat of a try at a rap career, which, as you can tell, didn't turn out that well. Just Not Right is a song I listened to. It's basically about him telling a girl, hey, I know you're good, but it wouldn't be good for us to link up because I'm not really marriage material. And then Warning LP version is basically like, hey, I'm telling you I'm going to die, so now you know. And then we've got Keepers. This is a song I'm going to play. In this song, he specifically talks about Jews moving into the area creating problems. So I'm going to play some of this song, and I want you guys to hear this. This is by the guy who murdered. So again, I want to reiterate who this is, okay? This song I'm going to play, I need you to hear some of this, okay? I need you guys to hear some of this. I'm going to turn it down just for the intro. It's called Keepers. This is by the man who murdered today, okay? This is on his SoundCloud. And I want you to hear what he says in this as much as you can, because what he says here directly relates to what we're talking about. So you get to hear some of his motivation in this song. You'll hear some of what he believes is going on. All right, I'm going to turn this up a little bit. Check this out. It's not playing yet, is it? Okay, hold on. Okay, let me go back a little bit here. You guys can't hear it yet, can you? Okay, hold on. Let me try one other thing here. Okay, what about this? Tell me if you can hear this.
As I take a look around my neighborhood, I see how it's going down. Ghost town, white folks moving in and taking over. So I host a my nine and look over my shoulder.
Did you guys just hear that? Okay, I think you could hear that part. I'm going to rewind that. That's the essence of what's going on. Again, I need to reiterate. This is taken a little bit of time for me to unfold all this. I have a lot to share with you guys. This is why I went live so late, because I needed to make sure that I had information on this that you wouldn't be able to find anywhere else. By the way, shout out to Abu. Shout out to an unnamed homie. I don't think he wants to be named. And shout out to Alfredo, my man Alfredo Tranquil. BK apologist. Those folks really helped me come along some of this. David Wood, listen to this fool. Sounds like one of Vocab's albums. Listen to this fool. David, by the way, I'm thinking Saturday when we go live, we could have Jeff Cran there and talk about a Jewish reaction to this, because you're the terrorist expert. Then we have a Messianic Jew. and myself, we could talk about that discussion. I think that would be amazing. So I want to play this one more time. This is important. Listen exactly what he says, okay? Everyone listen to this part. By the way, he also says Yahweh Shai. Notice that. Here we go.
Please raise up your soldiers. As I take a look around my neighborhood, I see how it's going down. Ghost town, white folks moving in and taking over, so I host a mind now to look over my shoulder, cause I feel Mike Brown in the air. You watch your damn mind if you think these devils care. City bike taking up the block now. Whole town on lock, too many cops now. We need to keep a Lord, point me in the right way, strengthen my heart. When it's time to bust, I pray I'll fall apart.
Sister Cherry, shout out to you in the live chat. Everybody, make sure you subscribe to her channel. I am playing a song by Dawad Makabath. Dawad Makabath is the Lashawan Quadash. Oh, maybe it's Makwabath. Dawad Makwabath. I am playing his music. This is David Anderson. This is the guy who went and killed Jewish folks today. It's very insightful what he's saying. It's very insightful what he's saying. He's complaining about Jews moving into the neighborhood and then saying, I'm gonna kill them. Do you guys hear this? This is like his manifesto.
The city got guns from the government. A ton of M4s prepared for war while niggas in the deep sleep. Snoozing me and my eye, y'all making noise that make the news. We identify the enemy and call them out. Raining hell on our frenemies till they put an enemy.
Okay, guys. I'm in a different mode tonight. I'm in hardcore serious mode because of the nature of this. So I understand everybody's talking about he sounds like Tupac. But I want you to kind of... I need to rewind this again. You really actually need to hear this. What I need you to do, though... What I need you guys to do, though, is... Okay? I need you guys to kind of slow down and stop thinking about he sounds like Tupac, okay, or whatever. This is not what this is about. This is not an analysis of his rap style or the beat or anything like that. I need you guys to listen to what he's saying in this specific verse. He's saying, the Jews are moving into my neighborhood. I hate it. They're causing problems. I'm going to do something about it. Pray I don't become a coward when the time arises. I got guns from New York, right? It's a long story about how that works. It's a little more complicated. It's okay. I'm not tripping on anybody. I just really want you guys to be really doing deep dives with me here. Then at the end, he says, me and my homies gonna make the news. This is 3 years ago that David N. Anderson released a song on SoundCloud. This is 3 years ago. This is like his manifesto. Okay? This is him right here. Listen again what he says carefully, please. Because this right here is David N. Anderson. This is the guy who killed everyone yesterday. His Lashawan Quadash name is Dawad Makwabath. Okay, here we go. Listen. I need you guys to hear this.
We don't want our loved ones become the next every dollar or Sandra Bland. Please raise up your soldiers.
He just mentioned Sandra Bland, so he's mentioning certain injustices. Saved by Grace. Yeah, you can upload. By the way, that reminds me, you can upload this show and anything I do. Guys, this is a show I need you to take bits and pieces of and share on social media. Most people aren't going to watch this full entire 2-hour thing. I get that, okay? They're not going to. But I need you guys to take sections of tonight where I explain aspects of this and put it on your social media so people can understand what's going on. Share everything. I don't flag videos. I don't copyright. Share everything, okay? All right, so listen to this. In the beginning, he speaks Lashawan Quadash. Lashawan Quadash is a fabricated version or dialect of Hebrew, right, that they get with. Judah Lion says, this guy wasn't even labeled a Hebrew Israelite 6 months ago. Yes, he was, Judah Lion. I've got evidence from his YouTube page. I'm going to show you that he was rocking with Hebrew Israelism since 2014. So Judah Lion, with all due respect, you are simply incorrect. I'm going to demonstrate it here tonight. This right here is from 3 years ago. He's speaking Lashawan Qudash on the track, Judah Lion. All right, so let's listen to this. Listen carefully. This is his manifesto. Pay attention to this, people.
As I take a look around My neighborhood, I see how it's going down. Ghost town, white folks moving in and taking over, so I host a my nine and look over my shoulder, cause I feel Mike Brown in the air. You watch your damn mind if you think these devils care. City bike taking up the block now. Whole town on lock, too many cops now. We need to keep a Lord, point me in the right way, strengthen my heart. When it's time to bust, I pray I'll fall apart. I hear the city got guns from the government. A ton of M4s prepared for war while niggas in the deep sleep. Snoozing me and my eye, y'all making noise that make the news. We identify the enemy and call them out. Raining hell on our frenemies till they put an enemy.
That's it. Did you guys hear that? Me and my Akim. That's his Hebrew Israelite brethren. Making noise that make the news. Marion, when he says white folks moving in, he's mainly talking about certain sect of Hasidic Jews. All right, so Judah Line says, Vocab, you're demonizing this idiot doesn't make all of us murderous clowns. First of all, Judah, I know that. Second of all, I don't need to demonize him. He's already a cold-blooded murderer. What do you mean demonize him? I'm just, bro. How do you demonize a cold-blooded murderer? You know what I'm saying? Come on, let's get with this, people. Now, I'm not going to play the rest of it, but shout out to my man Adam Coleman for catching this song, because what it was is I sent Adam Coleman his SoundCloud. I found it, but then I didn't really listen to it very much in depth, but Adam said, you need to listen to Keepers. So Adam caught this, so I appreciate that. Richard James, the enemy are the Jews. The enemies are the Jews under his understanding. Now, he would say the so-called Jews. Okay, now we're going back to the story. And so I was mentioning this spillover community from Brooklyn. So there's dynamics in New York that you've got to understand. Now, I don't claim to understand them like a man like Abu or Alfredo. By the way, I think BK Apologist is in there. I already gave you a shout out. I don't know if you know BK Apologist. I told him that you were the researcher. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that, bro. So everyone subscribe to his channel for sure, and Abu as well. I can't do anything about these guys. I just gave a shout out to Adam Coleman. Sometimes I forget people, but you guys are the backbone. So just going through that, and there's a lot here. It's pretty in depth. So I'm not going to be able to kind of look at all of this, right? Now this is utterly fascinating. The shooters are prime suspects in another killing. Do you guys realize it is almost certain that this couple murdered earlier? They were already suspects in a murder. Listen to this. It's a murder of an Uber driver. Do you see this? On Wednesday morning, detectives were at the Jersey City Kosher supermarket canvassing the crime scene as a number of gosh, I can't even read. It's too late. Of uniformed police officers stood watch outside. Officers also believe the two attackers in Jersey City were connected to the death of another Jersey City resident who was found beaten to death in the trunk of a car in nearby Bayonne on Saturday night. You guys see this? Yeah, Eddie Berija is catching what I'm catching, and you're wondering the same thing. I can tell by your comment. What we're wondering was this man Jewish? Because why did they murder an Uber driver? We don't know. We haven't heard much about this. We don't know. The man, Michael Rumberger, now I did look it up. It's Germanic in origin, but he could have been an Ashkenazi Jew. Michael, could be, right? That could be. Was found inside a Lincoln Town car with massive head trauma, according to the Hudson City Prosecutor's Office. They're the prime suspects in the case. It's almost certain they did this. Now, here's where the kind of tension comes in. Now, what's so utterly insane is I've seen a number of people basically saying because these Jews are moving in, they deserve what they got. I'm going to play something right now because it's in relation to this part of the story. My man Abu sent me this. This makes me utterly sick, what I'm going to play, okay? I don't know who this is. I know that Abu sent this to me. Dove Hiking. He's got the little certified thing or whatever. Shocking video as Jewish bodies are still lying in cold blood after being murdered by terrorists in Jersey City. Representative of Americans AA, that's against anti-Semitism, captured spontaneous anti-Semitic tirades blaming Jews for their own murder and people cheering it on. Man, I'm going to play this now. So, guys, I want to explain what I'm going to play. You got to stick with me on the show. This is not a show where you can multitask. You need to really follow what I'm doing here, okay? Seriously. Okay, thank you, Abu. He's an Orthodox Jewish politician in New York. Okay, thank you. Oh, I guess Dave already knows who he is. Okay. I'm going to play this, right? It's not very long. It's only 1:43. So, people are dead. And listen to the neighborhood, some of the people in the neighborhood saying this night. It breaks my heart that I have to play this, okay? But you guys need to see this and you need to hear this. Okay, I'm warning you, it's not pleasant at all. Okay? Here we go. All right, let me rewind it to the... All right, here we go. After a shooting attack yesterday on a Jewish market in Jersey City. Oh.
Hey, baby. Because we never had a shooting like this until they came. And if it was the other way around, they would have been killing us. And everybody who's standing right here knew that. If it was the other way around, they would have been drilling us right now. Look how black people act. We can't do it to them. I mean, a civilian got hit. It's a school right across the street. They don't give a fuck about us.
Is your child stuck at school?
Yes, my child is
I'm
stuck
sorry.
at school
I'm
because of Jew shenanigans.
I understand that you're frustrated. I would be too.
They all the problem because they ain't come to Jersey City. This shit would never go on. People kids are scared. People kids are stuck in school. Take that shit somewhere else.
It was your kind of
No clue.
Four y'all dead, right? 4 year people that was dead, right?
I'm not from here.
That's great. If they was dead, they got shot dead, that's great.
Did you guys catch that? Were you guys paying attention to what was said? A man said, if your kind is dead, if they got shot dead, that's good. Said this to the Jewish man filming. He said, if your kind is dead, that's good. People are dead because of Jewish shenanigans, they're saying. Did you guys hear this? These are not Hebrew Israelites. So look, there's clearly some problems in the community. And clearly by the song you just heard and by the actions, obviously. Oh, hold on. Yeah, clearly there's an issue here. Jacqueline says they might have wrote Uber, but he was a livery cab, private Lincoln town car driver. The owner of the car contacted the police that they couldn't contact him. He was not Jewish. He was white. So Jacqueline, who is closely connected to this, is saying the Uber driver was white, but not Jewish. Okay. All right. I'm not going to play that again, but you should know where to find this video. This man happened to be there and catch this being said. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable, right? All right. And here's the Jewish store owner. I mean, I don't know. Seems like he's being a good neighbor. That's him. This is not helping United States of America. You know what's interesting? While I'm on Twitter, this reminds me. Now, this is Phoenix trends, right? I'm curious to see what the Phoenix trend is for this. I'm gonna look this up real quick because I'm gonna show you earlier in the day the New York trend, how high it was. Yeah. I'm not gonna follow all that right now, but well, I'm gonna show you later that in New York this thing was like number 1. It was like number 1. Hey, Benjamin Handelman, are there people doing what you're saying? I'm reading your comment. Oh, hey. Yeah, hey. My man Benjamin's exactly right. I don't know if you guys know how we do things here. You got to understand how we do things here. Some of you guys are making comments I don't appreciate, that are not okay, that are not good, that this is not what this is about. This is so you can understand this better, and so this is so we can be more wise about things. Some of the stuff you guys are saying is beyond that. I'm going to call you out. Kimberly Frankenberry, what you said is unacceptable. You're going to need timed out. This is not this kind of show, Kim. Time Kimberly Frankenberry out, please. Now, I'm going to look, did somebody else, Benjamin? Did someone else say anything like that, Benjamin? If they did, they need to be timed out or kicked out permanently. I don't see anyone else off the top of my head, okay? But Kimberly Frankenberry, no. Unacceptable, all right? Okay? Someone else came close with one of their comments, but I'm just gonna give you a warning. I can't find you now. Derek Carlson, let's not do that. You're starting to get into stereotyping people. Derek Carlson, I don't think that helps, Derek. Please, let's not do that. Okay. Now, back to the story. I'm gonna come back to some of this stuff to explain things. Okay. Now you see this. Okay, there's a detective that's killed. Okay, some corrections. All right. So there's a start. Now I'm going to go over to some important NBC stories that are gonna specifically this one. Well, you saw this, by the way, how they're suspects in this other thing. You see that? I'm not gonna go through this, but there is an article there. There's a picture of David Anderson. That's the main picture that's circulating. Although I found a bunch of others, and there's a video you can find. It's pretty wild. Of the street shootout. We've been living out of a van for some time. I'm not going to go through all that, but that's just about, this is a horrible situation. But this is important. I do need to read this to you, okay? This is one of the most insightful articles I found overall, okay? I'm going to need to move this over. You guys stick with me because I'm going to show you I'm going to show you a lot of stuff that I don't know. Maybe you'll see it somewhere else. I don't know. I'm not a news reporter per se, but I care about truth, and so I'm going in on this. All right. This is from NBC News. And no, by the way, I'm not someone who just trusts the news no matter what. It's not that kind of party. But we can do this. Online posts tied to suspected New Jersey deli shooter push anti-Semitic conspiracies. Multiple years of social media posts connected to one of the suspects indicated he also advocated for violence against police officers. There's a video about it because all news reporting apparently these days has to have a video. It's kind of just how it is, I guess. Let me make this larger. You make this larger for you guys to be able to see this. I don't like the way it's showing up exactly because I need to make sure that you guys can see what I'm looking at here. Okay. All right. One of the suspects in Tuesday's shooting at a kosher deli in Jersey City pushed anti-Semitic conspiracy theories and praised past attacks on Jewish people in New York and killings of police officers, according to social media posts seen by NBC News. Police identified the suspects who were also killed in the shootings as David Anderson and Francine Graham. All right, you already see he's involved with BHI. I already talked about Rumberger. God bless these folks. You just got to pray that people knew the Lord, man. What else can you say? We never know where we're going to go. Tomorrow is promised to no one. It's true. 2 law enforcement officials who were not authorized to speak publicly and spoke on condition of anonymity told NBC News that here's the big one. This is the big one. My man Alfredo found this too. This is a very important find. That a Facebook account with the username Dawada Makwabeth likely belonged to Anderson. I'm going to show you that in a second here. Yeah, I'm going to show you this. That account was first active in 2016 and is filled with photos believed to be Anderson's, identified by facial tattoos. That's a big thing. He has an identifying mark. He has a flower on his left cheek. So that's a big one, okay? It's a big one. Filled with photos believed to be Anderson's. Album covers from music recordings. The username, the Wada Makwabath, appears across various other social sites and forums with posts celebrating violence against police and spreading conspiracy theories about Jewish people. In August, a user going by the name Aquabath username on a video aggregation website posted a comment under a video from radio station Hot 97 about Alton Sterling, a 37-year-old black man who was shot and killed by Baton Rouge police officers in 2016. The comment alluded to a well-known conspiracy theory alleging that Jewish people control the government and that police were carrying out an agenda as part of an ongoing war. Now, by the way, well, I'm going to get into that later, but just let me keep on going here. In May, a user posting under the name Aquabath posted on the same website in the comment section underneath a local ABC affiliate's report entitled Police Investigate Pair of Anti-Semitic Attacks in Brooklyn. The comments advocated the violence be perpetrated on Jewish people in New York by black people and said black people were not violent enough in response to a racist comment from another user. NBC News found social media internet posts linked to Anderson and the Aquabath username going back more than 7 years. Anderson, by the way, if it's 7 years, that means he's been involved with Hebrew Israelism since 2012. Yeah, see that? Yes, sharpening swords. You're right. It's sad that almost certainly they died without knowing Jesus as their Lord and Savior. Sharpening swords, you're 100% right. No reason uncensored. I don't think that, and I don't think it's helpful when people think there is. Maybe King David. You just don't know. We don't know the future. No. Either way, we want to do the right thing. Reason uncensored. I already told you before. We can't talk like that. So, guys, all the talk about, look, cut this out. Cut some of this out. This is not that kind of channel. I don't think you understand what I'm doing. This is apologetics with heart. Yeah, I'm straightforward and I'm direct, and I'll go to stand up, but it's because of love. And I know the Hebrew Israelites don't believe that, but we got to speak from a place of love. If you're not there, then I'm not the guy for you. But you need to be timed out, Reason Uncensored. Time them out. Someone make... Benjamin, I've got to make you a moderator because I can tell you are catching these things too. I'm going to have to make you a moderator. Oh, boy. King David, you got some weird theology, bro. Hey, King David, all due respect, I don't know what you're talking about. And it ain't biblical, whatever it is. Oh, boy. Wow, there's plenty of anti-Semitism coming out and anti-black sentiment. Let's not be part of the problem here, people. By the way, though, this dude was involved with Hebrew Israelism for at least 7 years, okay? That's my point. And you guys are kind of disappointing me up in there, to be honest. Check this out. In 2014, he was using several online aliases, including Baryon Bloodborne and Akan Napoleon Hill, to promote hip-hop music that he recorded. In an online bio, Anderson describes growing up in a religious home and joining the army. All right, very fascinating. Let me see here. Let me make sure what's going on. All right. Before years of dabbling with petty drug dealing and dead-end jobs, brief stints in jail and in prison. Anderson often criticized law enforcement in his online profiles and made claims that he had been mistreated during stints in prison. Well, he probably was. I don't know. He probably was. I mean, I'm not saying that justifies anything that happened, but I don't know. That's a weird line in there. I mean, I guess I get it. Whatever. Boss Playa. There are no such thing as Hebrew Israelite prophets on the street. Those guys are not prophets unless you add one word in there. Hebrew Israelite false prophets. prophets. Maybe we should add another word, so-called Hebrew Israelite false prophets. All right? Let's get that straight. And there they talk about SoundCloud, which I already played that. And this is interesting. In January 2015 was a picture of Jesus as a black man standing in front of a large menorah, a meme popular with black Hebrew Israelites. America has nothing for us but death, he wrote below the post, adding 12 skull emojis. You know, people feel that way. You know, a lot of people feel that way. Anyways, see all this? See all this? See all this? All right. So that gives you an idea about his online activity. Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time I think it's going to be made known and made public. We're going to look at his online activity. Now, I don't have all of it, I don't think, but I have some of it, and I'm going to show it to you. Are you guys ready for this? It doesn't give you a lot of information, but every little bit counts. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. Here is his Instagram account. One of a few. That's right. I've got his Instagram account. You see the name, and you see the same guy, and here's the giveaway. Right there. That rose tattoo on the face. I'm going to blow it up so you can see a little bit better. See that? You guys see that? See the rose tattoo on the left cheek? That right there proves this is the same man. Plus, heaven is closer than you think. Interesting, his ideology. All right? Very, very interesting. The Wada Makubath. All right, let's check it out. So this is one of the songs I listened to on a SoundCloud called Just Not Right. You're a good girl, but you're just not right for me, so baby, rightfully I'd be wrong to lead you on. It's not really a very good song, and it's not very righteous either, but there's one of his songs. There's another picture of him, The Streets Are Us. Let me make this a little bit smaller so you guys can see what you're looking at here. Nothing, doesn't really have a lot of, doesn't really have followers or likes on this particular profile. But, it is what it is. So there's one. Yeah, mods, you guys are doing a good job. It's just, I want to cultivate a certain culture here, and we'll do what we have to do. Just be sensitive to the kinds of stuff people say. He's not really tagged in any posts, and he's only following one person. I wonder who this guy is that he's following. Doesn't really say much about him. I'm not really going to go through all that. I wonder if that guy's a Hebrew Israelite. I wonder if anybody would know anything about him, but that's the only person on there that he's following. You see what I'm saying? And he doesn't have any followers on this. So there's that, but he also has another profile. See? You can tell it's the same guy. It looks like he was selling, he's a rapper, selling. By the way, I need these for that room, by the way. I need to raise money for that. He's selling acoustic wedges there, soundproofing. And then that's that same picture where he says this, which I don't really know why. And the article had mentioned he goes by the name Baryon Bloodborne, whatever that would mean to him. And so there he is as well. Now here he has 3 followers, but they're just simply the guy who mixed his album. So he probably followed him because he wanted to see how the music would do or something like that. You know what I'm saying? 3 posts, 3 followers. All right. So you've seen his Instagram now. All right. Not too much to it, right? Didn't find any Twitter, but I did find his Facebook. This is his Facebook. All right. The Wada Makubath. He's got the classic Hebrew Israelite lion picture, very common amongst Westers and Hebrewites in general, is seen as a sign for Judah. I don't know, Benjamin. Hey guys, I don't know. I'm not running the mod situation. Don't be too trigger happy though either, guys. I don't know, Benjamin. I don't know. All right, so there's that. Here's his face profile on it. Now notice it's from 2016. Joshua 24:15. Choose you this day whom you serve. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Do you realize that this guy must be thinking that he is doing the Lord's work by killing Jewish folks? You know what I'm saying? Do you guys realize that? This is what this guy thinks. That's what's so tragic about this. Now, there's not a whole lot here. You know, I'm going to show you these pictures, but some of these are repeats. It goes back 2016. Now, remember, if you're his friend, you may be able to see things that you didn't see otherwise. It's possible. I'm not going to go through all this, but I will go through the photos section real quick so you guys can see this, all right? You know, they're not really much information, but you can see these. I'll show you guys these. All right. All right. So, again, this is him. You know, that is the man. That is him as well. And there's some of his music. Sexualized Caskets, Hoopty Music Volume 1, The Wada. That's Lashawan Quadash for what is it, David? All right. His real name was David Anderson, by the way. And an interesting little meme here that Lamoris Houston liked. Oh, well, the realest people don't have a lot of friends. Apparently, he had one at least. A couple people like this. I wonder if Francine was on this. Oh, he's got a video. I didn't realize this. What's his video of? Oh, it looks like it's music. Probably won't watch this. Okay, yeah. Heavenly Father in need of a vacuum unit. It looks like he's using the military language there. Huh. Fascinating. I mean, this is, you know, we're looking at this, but think about this. This guy now is in eternity. You know what I'm saying? This is tragic. This guy. You know, okay. All right, let's see if we can find Francine on his friends list. That's one thing I didn't look for. Does not look like it. What was her last name? Graham? They might not have known each other in them, though. You know, obviously these folks didn't do anything wrong. Be interesting, though, to look up some of these folks and see what camps they're involved with. You know what I mean? Because he's got a bunch of Hebrew Israelites on his friends list, like a grip, right? So a person could do deeper digging and find out, you know, just by looking at the profiles and doing some information, and can kind of understand what kind of camps were involved. Oh, he liked this. Hebrew garments inspired by Torah. All right. So there you go. You kind of see his Facebook now. Now, I'm also going to show you his YouTube. So again, this is deep dive. There's some stuff I wish I had time to show you. I just don't have time to show you. Where the AG's talking about how they're, you know, and other stuff. I mean, there's just so much to show. But right now I'm going to show you his YouTube, okay? Because I think it's very important. By the way, that footage is crazy. It's right here. Where'd it go? Hey, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. My bad. Okay. There we go. So David Anderson has 2 subscribers. Interestingly enough, you can't see who his subscribers are. He only has 2. But I'm going to show you his playlist, okay, on his channel. The big one I want to show you. So look at, man, it's showing you my, I need to turn my TubeBuddy off. It's showing you all these stats that I'm not trying to look at right now. But whatever, it's just in the way. So here's his playlist. So this is David Anderson's. This is the guy's playlist. This is almost certainly his YouTube page, okay? So do you guys understand? No one that I know of has found his YouTube page. We found his YouTube page. Shout out to Alfredo on that. Look at what it says. BG Cash Money is the Army. Boggle Mix, Catholic Infiltration of SDA Church. Now, it's interesting. I wonder if he grew up SDA or Roman Catholic. That's fascinating. Mighty Diamond, I Need a Roof. Who Killed Bob Marley? Duck Gregory. Met Dick Gregory. I'm going to skip it. Michael Jordan, 23, Illuminati. Bob Marley, Heathen. Here's the one I want to look at. Will the real Hebrews please stand up? So, let's take a look at this playlist, okay? He has 21 videos in this playlist. Okay, so again, I want to explain to everyone what's going on. Everyone, Look. I'm gonna move this so you guys can see this playlist over here. I'm gonna move myself over here. All right. Now I need to explain to everyone what's going on again. I need to recap. David Anderson murdered a bunch of people yesterday. 4 people. He was involved with killing. He was targeting Jews there in Jersey City. He had an accomplice named Francine. Now we're looking at his YouTube page, which to my knowledge no one else has brought out. And we're looking at a specific playlist that he cultivated. This is his playlist called Will the Real Hebrews Please Stand Up? All right? And we're going to learn a little bit about him from this. Will the Real Hebrews Please Stand Up is the first video called Repairs of the Breach. He's probably going in order that he put him in there. This was done March 2014. I watched some of this video. I'm not sure who it's by, but it's got a high view count. 227,000 views. You see that? On a channel that only has like 7,000 subscribers, so that's a lot, okay? This video has been deleted. We don't know what that is. Historical proof, Hitler said the real Jews are Negroes. That whole line is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen, but this is a UPK video, ISUPK video. So he put in his playlist and he liked an ISUPK video. You see it? 7-minute video. I'm not going to play it, but it's ISUPK that he's liking here. I can't tell where this particular UPK camp is located. I'm trying to look here. Can't tell where it is. All right, but so there's that. Now, you might think, oh, so he's a ISUPK member. Well, hold on. Look at this camp. That's GOCC, almost certainly, right? That's GOCC. Now, notice he's obsessed with things that are Hebrew Israelites relating to the Jews. So, Jewish young man questions are real Jews, 103, by the GOCC church. So, this is a GOCC video. This is from 2009 when this video came out. This playlist must have been cultivated in 2014, though, because that's when the latest views are on here. So there's more of that. You can tell it's an older video. The video quality is pretty bad, but 55,000 views, right? Another deleted video, so we won't know. Oh, for violating hate speech. So it looks like 2 of the videos he liked are deleted from hate speech. Now, here's Saints of Yahushai, a video he also liked that has 1 million views. Which is like, that's crazy. Look at it. Over 1 million views. From also August 2014. Don't know a lot about who Saints of Yahushai is. Well, let's look. Let's see. Well, we could look and see the about section here. Oh, Jonathan Crocker. He's not in jail. He was killed in the situation. He's dead. He's dead. All right. Can't tell. I don't know a lot about Saints of Yahushai. But there's so many different little camps, you know what I mean? Looks like there's the guys. You could figure out a lot more about these guys if you looked it up. Well, it looks like they went to one of these Israel summits, but it doesn't really look like he's got a lot popping off. Platform letting those high be heard. Okay, whatever. Tazmak. Well, it's clearly all One West, though. I want you guys to understand this is all One West stuff. This is all One West Hebrew Israelite stuff, okay? Because of the Lashawan Quadash. Okay, so he likes a video by Saints of Yahushai. So he likes a broad spectrum of videos by One Westers. Evidence for Jesus being a black man. The channel here is Red Painter 2. All right. Now here's where things get interesting. If you notice, this playlist had 21 videos originally on it. Now, guess what I'm going to show you? Every single video that's left in this playlist is from IUIC. So, what camp was he in? Don't know. No conclusive evidence. He may have never been in a camp, right? However, he was clearly, at the very least, I think it's fair to call him he clearly embraced One West Hebrew Israelism. But clearly, he's a One West he's clearly an IUIC sympathizer. Now, I just want to stop here. To the Hebrew Israelites watching this, I want you to ask yourself. Okay, so you see all these videos about IUIC? Looks like they got one deleted for hate speech as well. Okay. You see those videos? Shout out to my man Benjamin for the live chat, by the way. Or super chat. Man, I can't even think straight. Now, here's what I want you guys to stop and think. Let's say that somebody went and, God forbid, did something like shot up at Hebrew Israelite school. Maybe they killed 4 people as well, okay? Something like that. For example, ISUPK, the camp in Philly, they're saying that I have the profile of a mass shooter. That's a new thing they trade in to say Vocab's a mass shooter suspect. That I'm going to be a mass shooter one day. That I want to die. In fact, the guy in Philly was saying. So they've accused me of this kind of thing. IUIC has intimated that I had weapons on me with women and children inside, and that's why they've called the cops on me a number of times. All these things are false, by the way. Now, with all that being said, I want you to imagine somebody came and, God forbid, in some way shot up a Hebrew Israelite school. Okay, just let that sink in. You letting that sink in? Now, let's say after it happened, they went to the shooter's YouTube page. And let's say on the shooter's YouTube page, he had a playlist he had cultivated and had 21 videos in it. So this is a hypothetical person who went into a One West Hebrew Israelite school and shot it up, and then they discover his YouTube page with a profile or with a playlist he created. Let's say out of those 21 videos that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, probably 13 because this one was almost certainly part of it. We'll just say 12. Let's say 12 out of 21 videos were of me. Do you think the Hebrew Israelites would have something to say about that? Do you think that if 12 of 21 videos in an active shooter's playlist that they discovered on YouTube were of me, or Abu, or my man in a live chat earlier, BK Apologist, or Adam Coleman, or Faithful to God, or So Real, or Sister Cherry, or LeBron, G-Con, or G-Man. We can go on and on. Or Servant of Christ, or Rick Caldwell, or K-Dub, right? You guys following me? Any of those. What do you think that they would say? Let's say it happened to IUIC. What do you think IUIC would say? What do you think they would say? You already know what they would say. Now, we're not going to do the same exact thing. We're not going to do the same thing. We don't operate that way. But I just want to show you, the unfair nature a little bit of it. Because I've been watching Hebrew Israelite responses to this tragedy almost all day. And now I'm going to look at you guys for a second here. I'm going to go off this screen real quick. All right. And let me tell you something. A lot of them blame the victims. They blame the dead Jewish people. Basically, you brought this on yourself kind of thing. And a lot of them claim that it's a false flag. A lot of them claim that it's a false flag. That it really didn't happen. A lot of them say these folks are government plants, meaning the government wants to persecute Hebrew Israelites. And so the government supposedly hires, you know what I'm saying? They supposedly hire people who are not actually Hebrew Israelites to go give Hebrew Israelites a bad name so the government has a pretense to attack them. I am not kidding you. I listened to multiple videos, probably half a dozen already, by GMS, where that's exactly what they said. Every GMS video I listened to today was absolutely horrible, insane. And guess what it was saying? It was saying this. Well, the persecution begins, ladies and gentlemen. We knew this time was going to come. The persecution is here. The persecution's happening. Meaning, I was watching One West Hebrew Israelite videos today. All right? And these dudes were out there talking about, persecution's happening. And so I commented in the section. Men of Valor, were you one of them? I know there was one of the Men of Valor accounts that I commented on. Was it one of you? Were you one of the guys? I think it was you. I think you were one of the people. I'm talking about you right now. I'm pretty sure it was your account. I can't remember. Somebody had Men of Valor in their name. And here Men of Valor is. You're a GMS member somewhere. I don't know if you're in one of the Carolinas or something. But here, I'm pretty sure it was you. This man gets on his YouTube channel and talks about his religion's being persecuted now. I just want everyone to stop and think that through. A Hebrew Israelite adherent murders a cop, 2 Jewish folks, and an immigrant who is working at the Jewish store, who actually would be on the 12 tribes chart, murders them, ends up getting killed themselves because of this. And the response by the GMS YouTube community, such as Men of Valor, is to say, we're being persecuted. How backwards can you be? It's like Bizarro Superman and Bizarro World, where everything's backwards. You literally live in Bizarro World. A member who adheres to your ideology murders people, and you claim you're getting persecuted. What? What? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was you. Speak up. Hey, shout out to Believing Thinkers for the super chat. If it was you, speak up. Please speak up. Tazariak, who said? Yeah, it is you. Men of Valor, it is you. So Men of Valor, please tell me, in your video, why did you say your community was being persecuted when members of your community are the ones murdering people? Please explain that to me. Tazariak is here. And Tazariak says, crime only matters when Hebrew Israelites do it, right? Oh, that's not Tazariak. Tazara. I don't know if it's the same dude, because I think that's like his name too. Well, whoever it is, Tazara Yawahada. My pronunciation LQ is not as good as a booze. Who said that? Who said anything like that? Crime only matters when Hebrew Israelites do it. Listen, man. The media only understands about your religion to a certain extent. And I don't know if they even have the ability at this point in time to like find some of the stuff that I was able to, with the help of many people. Abu, you know what I'm saying? Another guy in New York, my man BK Apologist, even Adam Coleman to some degree, to find stuff. And so we're bringing this out to help people better understand this, because we want people to understand this. You guys think we're not going to talk about it? You think that Christian apologists who cover you are going to ignore this like it never happened? This is a big deal, because here's what's happening. The violence that you guys glamorize every single Saturday on the street corners is becoming reality. The violence that you fetishize over, however you say that word, the violence that you fetishize, glamorize, and make sound so glorious, that violence that you speak of every single Saturday on the corners that you set up in is now happening in real time. Now, it may be rogue outlier Hebrew Israelites, but you really think it's that shocking when 24/7 on your social media you post things about how you hate Jewish folks and what you're going to do to them when you take them in slavery and all this kind of stuff? And when you go out in the street corner and if you see someone who's Jewish, visibly religiously Jewish, you harass them particularly. You really are so shocked when it now becomes a reality. It's not shocking at all. It's tragic. I'm worried, though, that as your religion grows, this is going to happen more. And you guys are just going to basically come up with excuses every time, I think. Because what I'm seeing is no ability to take any responsibility or realize that your ideology could have played a role. You think it's government. I mean, you guys just aren't capable to deal with reality. You think it's a sign of you being persecuted, which is absolutely unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? People want to do a Q&A. Let me see what time we've got on here. I might be able to. No, I'm not Skyping anybody in, I don't think, tonight. I don't think that's not tonight. I don't see where he went. I don't see where the Men of Valor guy went or the Tazara guy. Hey, wait, guys, mods. I need everybody to know we do not block Hebrew Israelites for disagreeing with us. We don't do that. In fact, we give them a rather large berth. So don't be blocking Hebrew Israelites, people. I don't know what you mods are doing. We block hardcore racist stuff, especially white nationalists or supremacists, or even accidentally, kind of people who don't realize what they're saying and need to be, correct. And as long as they accept correction, we can keep them moving. But just because someone comes here, disagrees, or calls me a name, we don't block them. I need to, mods. It's a certain style we have on this channel. All right. Oh, there's Chief Ephraim. Everyone, I welcome you to the platform. And let me real quickly tell people, Chief Ephraim is the man who was at the center of the Covington situation, and he's weighing in here tonight, saying, Vocab, you actually believe that we are not being demonized all of a sudden due to the massive numbers of our people being awoken. So I don't have any problem being completely honest. Here's what I truly think. I don't think you and I are going to completely agree, because I think we have different views of the world. But let me say something real quick about your comment here. By and large, I don't think the mainstream media really cares about Hebrew Israelites. And I know that from some firsthand experience and encounters and other things. By and large, the mainstream media doesn't really care about religion. They don't take it very seriously. They think we're all crazy. They think, because I believe the Bible's the Word of God, that I'm crazy too. That's how they look at Bible believers, right? I don't think they care all that much. But I don't think you realize how shocking the level of outright bigotry and anti-Semitism that you guys spew. I don't think you realize how shocking it is to someone who's never heard you before. I think you're partially desensitized to the level of the intensity of your own rhetoric. And so when people are exposed to that kind of thing for the first time, I don't think you guys understand that there's a reaction people have, because it's so blatantly, disgustingly racist just hearing you. And that's what happened at Covington in your case. Now, you're saying all of a sudden being demonized. I haven't seen anyone condemn all Hebrew Israelites. They're just connecting the fact, because they're trying to figure out, why did a guy go into a kosher deli and start killing people? They're trying to figure out a motivation. Just like a lot of times, Muslims are identified when they're connected with a crime. Not all the time, and I know there's conspiracy theories about this, but eventually the truth comes out, okay? So I don't think that, I don't agree with you that there's an agenda to do that. I think you guys actually have gotten away with a lot, to be honest. Now, I don't co-sign everything the mainstream media does. Men of Valor, I didn't block you. Guys, I think we've blocked some Hebrew Israelites that should not be blocked. Guys, we don't block Hebrew Israelites on this channel. Someone needs to go in there and unblock these guys. We only block people who are out of control, like when they start talking about people's families or start saying nasty stuff about the women or cursing. We don't do that, guys. We gotta really get this together. All right, so okay, you know what? I'm down to do this. Men of Valor, this is specifically to you, Men of Valor. Are you willing to come on and talk to me right now? I'll give you my Skype, and you could actually come on right now. Men of Valor, would you like to come on and discuss this? Because you made a video about this, and we could discuss it. And I see you're still commenting. If you don't, it is what it is. And also, did you guys block Chief Ephraim? Please tell me you didn't block him. I'm trying to talk to him. If someone blocked him, I'm gonna be kind of upset. I'm sitting here, mods, please tell me you didn't block him, because he didn't say anything messed up, and I'm trying to talk to him. Chief Ephraim, are you still here? Chief Ephraim, are you still here? I would also be okay with you coming on and talking to me right now. I hope you're not blocked. Chief Ephraim and Men of Valor, either one of you could come on. You have to have Skype to do it, and you can call in. So here's my Skype, okay? Well, maybe he was, but I still need to talk to him. Okay? All right. All right. Chief Ephraim, this is my Skype, okay? I'm putting it in right now. What you do is you go on Skype and you send me a message. And then I accept it, and then I can call you. All right? So I would be willing to talk to you about this since you made a video. Now, I ask you that you don't come on and try to just talk. Be respectful. We'll have a back and forth. The last guy I brought on last night or 2 nights or whatever, he totally just was just talking the whole time, and it wasn't really a good discussion. But if you're willing to come on, I bring you on right now, since I know you made a video about this. Or Chief Ephraim, if you're still here, I would also have you, because you were at the center of a news story earlier this year. I think it was January or 2019. Either of you guys, I would consider you relevant to the conversation. Are you guys getting this? Okay, at Vocab Malone. I'm gonna bring up my Skype right now. I don't have it on. I need to bring it up right now. So if you hit me, Judah the Lion, I can talk to you another time. You're here frequently, which I appreciate, but now's not the time for us to have the discussion, okay? Because you're not directly in the center related to this, okay? And so it's not important right now for that to happen. Oh, there's an update for call recorder. I hope it doesn't mess up the phone call. Men of Valor, are you going to call in? I need to know. I need to know. Give me your Skype, please. Okay, I'm going to stop doing the invite. It's still open, though. I would like to talk to either of you. Okay, so now here's the question. Everybody. Would you like to take a little bit of time and do a live Q&A now with me? Hey, shout out to Zook Middick. Shout out to you. All right, we'll take a little bit. Okay, Mr. Conspiracy, do you want to call in? Skype, come on in. Hurry up. Let's do this. All right, I have a couple other things I'm going to show you. I don't know if I'm going to get a Hebrew Israelite to come in or not, but let me show you these other things. We're going to switch over here back to web, and then while I'm doing that, I will accept a live Q&A. So would any of you guys, let's have a little Q&A here at the end. Any question you would like to ask? You know what I'm saying? About anything we talked about, we can discuss it. And I would like to talk to you guys. Do you have any questions about what we discussed tonight? There's more to get to. No, you don't necessarily have time to do it right now. But I would be willing to take some Q&A here. Do you guys have any questions? You guys have any questions at all for me? A good time to ask questions. All right. Don't see. Jesus will reign. The creature in the back is my dog. My part pit, part boxer dog. He's cool people. All right. I don't see you guys hit me up on Skype, so I don't know what's up with that. All right, well, let me switch over here. Salmon says, do you think that there will be a civil war in the U.S.? I'm a Russian. I'm curious. No, there will not be. You know, the closest thing I think of any kind of so-called civil war in the United States will be? It will be in the area of religious freedom. And I don't literally mean a civil war. What I mean, Salmon, is that more and more, if you do not agree with certain political ideologies and certain agendas that are trending, specifically from the left, if you do not agree, I think you will be smashed down more and more in society. So I don't literally mean a civil war. I think the real closest thing that the United States will have to a civil war, but it's not really going to be a civil war, is what's going to happen in the area of religious freedom. In fact, I don't think it's any accident. Guess what YouTube did today? They increased the rules against any kind. They increased the rules against any kind of what they are saying, bullying and harassment. But I read through it because that sounds good. We don't want bullying and harassment, right, on YouTube, right? But I read through the rules before I went live, and man, it's I think it's gonna really be bad. Okay, I got you, Cherry. I got you. You know I love you, Cherry. Cherry's my girl. I miss you. Maybe try to see you next year, Cherry. Hopefully. Man, I'm losing track here a little bit of thought. It looks like you guys aren't going to come in, but I don't have Men of Valor. I don't have Periscope. I can't connect Periscope to my. I don't know how to connect it to my program. I can't do Periscope. I can't do Periscope. Can you just download Skype real quick? Just download Skype, Men of Valor. Almost everybody uses Skype. Just use Skype. You're going to eventually need it for something. But I can't really bring in Periscope. Just download Skype and create a profile real quick, bro. But you got to kind of hurry because we got to get this done. So I think the closest thing we'll have is sort of a cultural clash between religious freedom and the sort of new morality and the new standards of the United States. I think that's what's going to happen. All right. No, Isaiah 92. D-New is not trigger happy. I know her. She's not trigger happy. Just don't be whining too much against D-New, or I'll tell her to be trigger happy against you. And I got all love for you, Isaiah 92, but she's not trigger happy. She's cool people. She holds it down. She's not trigger happy, so just relax. All right, let me show you then briefly. We're gonna wind this down because I don't see any of those guys coming in, and I'm gonna show you a couple more things I wanted to show you about this. Okay, switching over to the web. Now I'm showing this to warn you. Okay? And here's what I mean by warning you. Oh, darn it. What's it doing here? Okay. What is it, man? Okay. Here's what I mean by warning you. You guys see what's on your screen? Oops, it's cutting me off. Oh, jeez. This right here has been passed around as a picture of the couple. This is fake news. I've seen a couple of little sites. This is RLS Media that have used this. This is not a picture of David Anderson. And this is not a picture of the accomplice. This is a suspect wanted from something earlier in a different crime. This has been already Snoped out. Not that Snopes is always right either. My point is, though, don't share this as the picture of them. This is not them. Share the pictures I showed you tonight. Those are legitimate pictures of David Anderson. We don't have any pictures of Francine yet that I'm aware of, Francine Graham. But don't share this picture. This is not a legitimate picture of them. Any news site that uses this picture and their coverage of it, never trust them again because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to check their sources. They don't know how to check their facts. They're full of it. They're crap. They just repeat whatever they hear and pass on false information. So RLS Media, you're gone. You're out of here. You're no good. You don't know what you're doing. Submitted by RLS staff. Yeah, right. Whatever. This is not a picture of them. The reason why I bring that out is, dear Haka, Mr. Haka, why did you time me out when I went in your live chat earlier today? I didn't say anything crazy. You timed me out. I would have helped you and warned you. But now you have egg on your face, Haka. You know why? You did a live chat on this issue, and you shared this. This is your cover image. Everyone go to Haka Music and thumbs down his video and just laugh. Put a little smiley face. Because this dude, Haka, shared this as the cover image to his video on this that he did earlier in the day. I'm just teasing, really. You know what I'm saying? But then again, I'm not. He shared this picture. This is not a picture of the couple. And I was trying to save Haka by telling him, no, this is not the couple. And yet he just went on his merry way. But, you know, who expects a Hebrew Israelite to fact check? Okay, so there's that guy. This is bizarre. I actually had this pulled up, and I forgot I had this pulled up. I do see one picture of Francine Graham. I've got to read this because I've read a lot about David Anderson. This is actually, Heavy does a decent little job in these little breakdowns. I read through his as well. There's some interesting information in this little Heavy thing that's not in any other place. It's pretty in-depth. It's a pretty fascinating little thing. I mean, they've managed to get this. I mean, they got some, interesting stuff, right? They got this right here. And, so anyways, I encourage you to read the Heavy article. It looks like it's got some detail that you don't see in other places. So I've tried to give you good resources so you guys can research this more for yourself. Look at this. I gotta move. Excuse me. I gotta move my picture over here. Excuse me. Move this. Look at this. They've even got screenshots. Why did they stop this man from beating up the devil cop? Good question. I think it's Stockholm Syndrome. While they laid hands and feet on our brother, protected, murdering him, I pressed her. All I can do is say, shake my head. So I don't know if you. That's him commenting. And look, they found that too as well, which I showed you. I showed you his Facebook page here tonight. You see that? And they talk about how he sold items out of the back of his van. And there's the cop's family. Tragic. Oh, there's the man who was murdered by them. Wow, so this article has a lot. Yeah, well, this is horrible. I can't. I hate reading through this stuff, man. This has been a hard day. It's been a hard day. Like, no joke. I have read and seen more evil than I care to. This was not a fun day going through all this, all the phone calls I was making. This is all the heavy article on David Anderson. It's quite an in-depth little piece they had. I encourage you to check that out. Now I'm going to go over here to the article about Francine, because this was some decent facts they had. This is some decent stuff they had here, because I don't think anyone's really shown Francine except for this now. So this is her. She is no longer in the land of the living. Francine Graham was named as one of two suspect shooters. Okay, I'm going to read through this. It might take me a second to find out some stuff, because I have actually not seen this before. I mean, I had it pulled up, but I didn't get a chance to read through it. It doesn't look like they're talking much about her. Looks like they're mainly... So, I've already shown you this. Looks like they're mainly just talking about him. But this is about Francine Graham. It's supposed to be. They're kind of repeating it. I think it looks like they're just trying to get... Okay, well, there you got that. Now, we've seen this already about the change in Francine once she got involved with this guy. Now, I found that fascinating when it said he was once involved with the Hebrew Israelites. Almost certainly, that means he was in a camp and kicked out. Now, it doesn't have to mean that. We don't know. We don't know that for sure. Hey, this saying this is his YouTube channel. I wonder if this is the same one. Is this the same one we already discovered? I wonder if it's a different YouTube channel. Yep, same one. Okay. So this heavy, it looks like they do a decent job with this kind of situation. Hey, what's up, San Miguel, Hebrew Israelite, my man right there. Shout out to you. So this heavy thing though, it doesn't look like they really know much about Francine, because if you notice, it's really mainly about him. It appears. Yeah, they're just, but still, these heavy articles are still decent, but it almost looks like a lot of it's a repeat, which is some minor changes. Yeah. This is hard to read. I mean, you see people with their kids and now they're dead. You know, nobody's coming home. It's just the worst. All right. I think that's enough for now. I think I showed a lot there. I don't really see anybody coming in here to call me on Skype. I invited that GMS guy in here. I don't see him calling in. And so I'm going to look one more time to see, is he coming in? I'm going to refresh my Skype. And I don't know where the chief, Ephraim, went as either. All right, let me look at some of the comments now. I'm going to look through some of the comments, ladies and gentlemen, as we close this out. This is not the kind of show I would do a freestyle on, of course, you can imagine. But let me offer two positive things before I look at these comments, and hopefully someone calls me on Skype that I've been reaching out to. All right? Positive note number one, as we close this, as we get to the end of this. There's still a couple more important things we got to talk about. One is the Doctrine for the Block 2020 flyers are out. I happen to know that a number of you are going to be coming to this from the channel. This is an Urban Apologetics Conference. It's a smaller one, but it's also awesome. It takes place in Phoenix, Arizona. You're going to see me talking about this more, but here's the first information of it. rebornchurch.com/doctrine20. That's how you register. You get the information right there. On the back, we have all the speakers listed, as well as some of the topics. There might be some minor changes that happen. You can see Street Apologist is one of the sponsors of the conference. Very excited about this. I'll be speaking as well. And it's just going to be a great time. Urban Apologetics. If you're in Phoenix, let me know, and I can get you some of these flyers, okay? If you're not in Phoenix, you can still come to the conference. We had a number of out-of-town people last time. Hit me up, and I might be able to help you as far as give you some details about hotels and places to eat, stuff like that, right? So that's what's up with that. The other good news I want to pass on real quick. I don't see him in the live chat, but Breakfast Gun gave me a Merry Christmas present. I wouldn't have opened it already if I would have known. But this is in relationship to the Kemet stuff we've been covering lately. I already have like an old beat-up copy of the Book of the Dead, but it's only part of it. This man got me the real Book of the Dead. Now, I actually had this on my my ministry resource list on Amazon. And I just want to say thank you, Breakfast Gun, a ton. This is an amazing copy of this. I've never seen one this nice. It's funny, though. I guess I had it on my list. Could someone in the live chat, if you get a chance, share that Amazon wish list? Because if somebody wants to, I have an Amazon, ministry resource list needs, and you can contribute to that if you would like by buying resources. So there's some positive stuff. Now I'm going to look here at the live chat and see what's going on with you guys, okay? And again, shout out to Abu educating folks in the chat. Benjamin, if you do move to Phoenix, it'd be good to hook up with you. You know what I'm saying? And let's see here. Who is coming in here? Yazallah Banyahara. So I've seen you in the live chat, namely just trying to goad me. Are you going to comment on this story? Yazallah, do you condemn the killings that your fellow One Wester did yesterday? Do you condemn them unequivocally? If you do, just say yes. It'd be interesting to see. Because here's what I know a lot of One Westers do. They might give lip service to some mild condemnation to this in public, but in private, a lot of you guys lionize this guy. I guarantee you this guy is going to become a hero to some. You're going to hear people talk about David Anderson among certain One West sects as if there's some merit to what he did. I guarantee you, you're going to hear that on the low. Yeah, I'm not going to be goaded by you. I'm not really worried about you, Lazlo, whatever. All right, let's see who else is up in here. Yeah, everybody wants me to talk about everything else. You want to talk about Christians. We talk about bankers. Listen, if you guys want to speak about those things on your YouTube channels, then why don't you just talk about them on your YouTube channels? You know what I mean? It's just grow up, It's you guys. It's just you guys want to talk about the Catholic Church. I mean, you just want to talk about everything else. I specialize in Hebrew Israelism. You guys understand that? It is what it is. Now, Salmon, there's two shooters, not just one. All right. Okay. Well, doesn't look like they're going to call in. All right, so there's one more news show I'm going to show you, and then we're going to jam out. Because it looks like nobody's going to be calling in that I invited. This is the last one I'm going to show, and then I think this is important, and then we'll be good. And again, I appreciate you guys doing this. Thank you for the super chat for Old Hickory 12. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. All right, here we go. This is a very interesting story. It's the last story I'm going to share. Philly area black Hebrew Israelites lead a response to reports linking alleged Jersey City killers to his group. Okay. We are totally against that kind of activity, said Commanding General Yohanna. Seriously? Old Hickory 12, I didn't see your question, so I don't know some of your question. So this is, the scene in front of the store with the shootout. And they talk a little bit about it. Apparently, your man, General Yohanna, over there in the ICPK is trying to to do some damage control. Look at this. I'm going to read some of this here. Commanding General Yohana of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Now, if there's any group that advocates violence, it is the ISUPK. They go to target practice, for goodness sake. Now, you might say they don't advocate it now. Seriously, I've heard the stuff you guys say. This is so bizarre to me. You guys try to play a game. You know what I mean? Look at this, look at this, look at this. William Son, I don't know who you are. The reason I invited those other guys is because I know where. All right. Yohana's group is not connected to mainstream Judaism. But look what he says here. Yohana, whose real name is John Lightborn, said that if Anderson had been affiliated with the group, he would have learned the opposite of violence. Really? Really? You learn the opposite of violence at ISUPK? The guys who carry guns on them and take YouTube or Facebook pictures of them brandishing them? You're on Vice TV at a shooting range. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. Everybody expects us to be violent because the things we are talking about are so horrible. No, because the things you talk about are violent. You talk about putting me in slavery and whipping me. Now, I'm saying me, but I've heard you use it with other people. I mean, it's because of the stuff you say. That's why people expect you to be violent, because of the things you talk about. And guess what? When you glamorize violence, don't be surprised when some of your adherents start to see it as glamorous. So this is Yohana trying to do damage control on the Philadelphia Inquirer. So he's trying to jump on even though, everybody expects to be violent because the things you're talking about are so horrible. What has happened to us in America? Yohana said, they just assume we're going to be street thugs and criminals. See, street thugs, criminals, and violent are not all the same thing. We don't expect that. But you guys don't really give a great look. I know ISUPK. I see the way you behave. Cross the line and all that stuff. They just assume we're going to be street thugs and criminals. We pull brothers out of prison and off the street and turn their lives around. Have them open a Bible. Yeah, you have them open a Bible to find passages you could twist for racist purposes. You have them open a Bible to twist it and pervert it. It's not cool. It's not good. And guess what? Muslims help people out of prison. And so do Jehovah's Witnesses and Catholics and all kinds of religious groups. This is not an argument for the truthfulness of your religion. You know what I'm saying? Look what this guy says. Yohana believes his movement is a scapegoat. You're not a scapegoat when one Westers are directly responsible for this. Hey, thank you, Roxby. Shout out to you. Yohana believes his movement is a scapegoat. Hebrew Israelites are the most non-violent people out of the entire black community. Bro, that almost sounds racist to me right now. Out of the entire black community, Hebrew Israelites are the least. What? Come on, bro. Is unviolent a word? I don't even know if it's a word. Maybe it is a word, but it just doesn't sound like a word. I mean, maybe it is, and then ISPK can teach me words just like I taught them word triumphalism. Men of Valor, are you coming on or not? Every time I ask you, you don't answer directly. You made a video about this saying that this was a sign of persecution. So what are you talking about? Oh, boy. They don't go to jail, don't sell drugs, don't go out shooting people. Bro, they went out shooting people yesterday, but it's funny. They don't go to jail. Asa Smith is in jail. They don't sell drugs. They don't go out shooting people. The reason we're having this conversation is because they did. We are totally against that kind of activity. Well, that's good. Doesn't help us one bit. Notice the pragmatism here. The pragmatism here. It doesn't help us one bit to go out and shoot somebody. Yeah, but is it immoral? Is it wrong? Notice it doesn't help us one bit. Yeah, because you're worried about image control. Yohana's described the Philadelphia protests as shock treatment. Talk about the convict situation. Talk about stuff in Philly with the ICPK. And look at, members would post videos on their website of the demonstrations, which the lawsuit included to show some statements like, everybody knows that a white man will kill a baby on any day. A woman need to shut her dang mouth. You black women have been a terrorist to black men, and it's about time your mouth gets shut. All right. And of course, there they call pedestrians white devils, whores, and other names. All right, well, so here we go. Now, it doesn't look like you're going to come on. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's going to be an interesting way to end the show, but I'm going to end the show actually with the song. I'm going to play the rest of the song by The Shooter. Now, here's what I ask. Don't develop hate in your heart. We're not on that tip. What you need to do is use this as a wake-up call. Use this as a wake-up call, okay? To realize apologetics have real-life implications, okay? Theology matters. So I hope the positive that could come out of this tragedy is, number one, the church has a wake-up call to realize we need to take some stuff serious. And our weapons of warfare are not carnal, ladies and gentlemen. This means we equip ourselves with truth and knowledge and holiness and power and passion and the gospel. All right? Number two, I pray that this event shocks some Hebrew Israelites out of their bad religion. Seriously, hope and pray that Hebrew Israelites will realize, whoa, this is what I'm involved with, and get out of this thing. Now pray for the victims, family members who are still alive. Pray that they would receive and believe the gospel. Right? So when you pray for somebody, you can't hate them. So pray. So pray. All right. I'm going to play the rest of this song, and then I'm going to sign out, and here's what's going on the channel. I'm airing a video tomorrow with R. Kelly Muhammad, and that's Thursday. And then David Wood and I are going to be streaming live on his platform, right? Tomorrow night after the video airs live on my channel. Then Friday night we're going to go live on my channel, me, David Wood, and my man Alberto most likely. Then Saturday we're going to have Jeff Cran on, because over the next 4 or 5 days, Dave and I are going to be live streaming back and forth on our channels. So pay attention. Every time I'm not live streaming on my channel, I'm going to drop a premiere instead, because I'm still uploading content every single day in December. So pay attention over the next few days to Acts 17 Apologetics, and pay attention also to my channel, because we're going to be going back and forth with live streams and premieres. And just so you guys know, we did the Moses meets Muhammad Boom Boom Room tonight. It premiered. If you haven't seen that on Acts 17, make sure you see that. All right? So check that out. Shout out to everybody. We're going to play the rest of this song. And again, this is the song of The Shooter called Keepers. That's very relevant because of what he says in these lyrics. Pay attention to that and pray. All right? Yes, Benjamin, I got a live Bible study coming up next week. I'm working on that. A live Bible study coming up next week. Yes, I do got one. So look for that, my man. Look for that. And I'm also going to be on Adam Coleman or Brooklyn Apologist channel soon to talk about the Kemet debate. All right, so here's this. I got to get out of here. Peace out, y'all. Shalom. God bless. Pay attention. A lot of stuff going on. We're going to talk about this again. And remember, keep it in prayer. Peace.
Till I meet the reaper on my brother's keeper. Call the cops on my homie. He put them all on the news. Until I meet the reaper on my brother's keeper. And now he's supposed to live peaceably among them. Until I meet the reaper on my brother's keeper. He would have sold dead in the jail, man. Until I meet the reaper on my brother's keeper. I'm already labeled a crook, so I keep my hand on my gun and my head in the good book. 1611, stairway to heaven. One head, break bread with my brethren. Life's hard for me and my squad. The only one who loves us is the Most High God. Got a mansion in heaven that'll wait. Never had a thing down here. That's why I don't care for the world, cause I know it ain't real. So I'ma keep living this truth till the day I get killed. Blood over mammon, tight like Moab and Ammon. When my brother calls, I'm dropping it all. My niggas know me, I keep my word like Merriam-Webster. A nigga they can trust till I bite the dust. That's why I drop these gems. It helps me to cope when I sing these hymns. Till I meet the reaper on my brother's keeper. Niggas all in the street, roaming around aimlessly. Till I meet the reaper.